Now, I know my comments are gonna be filled with angry commenters saying, "Ah, bro, you don't know nothing, bro. I'm escaping the Matrix, bro." Or, "Well, why should I listen to a guy with a Sonic profile picture that looks like a douche?" Well, first of all, I picked that profile picture when I was 15, and it was fire to me at the time, so you can't hold that against me. Second of all, just hear me out. I'm not saying you should never try YouTube. I just think you should always try reaching for the stars with your dreams. And you know what? Even if you're bad, just start out. Just start making them if you're interested in content creation. However, I just want people to be rational because I am seeing a lot of people with these channels popping up and selling courses to people and telling them things that they want to hear. Now, when you're homeless and drawing fat, furry inflation on the streets for money, they're going to be the first ones laughing at you. I just wonder how these guys feel when they sell another course because some of them are so unbelievably obvious scams. You'd have to have never been on the internet. Like the guy in the video is telling you that he bought a Lamborghini off of making scantily clad, sexy Roblox. He thinks you're a dumbass, dude. He laughed his ass off when you bought that course. Now, when watching these financial freedom videos or blowing up on YouTube videos, I think that's good because, I think you're most ahead of most people who try. You're actively learning, improve, and maybe self-assessing what's going on wrong in your content. You may think that's simple, but there are genuinely some people who are out there who can't even do that or just have the self-awareness to know that their shit sucks. I remember a Juice World fan page was posting on Twitter back in the day when it was called Twitter about how it's a senior year of high school and college was not for him, and he genuinely feels like there's nothing else for him in his life he had except for becoming a content creator. I clicked on his channel and he was uploading faceless, no commentary GTA gameplay videos in the ripe old year of 2021. I'm just gonna be so honest with y'all. There's no way this guy's still alive to this day. Just 0% chance he was capable of surviving in this world based off everything I've seen from his Twitter to his YouTube page. Anyways, besides that, like I said, it's good that you're ahead. However, this does not mean YouTube's just something you can get out of the matrix with that easily, or whatever you call it. Like just having 1,000 subs, as easy of a benchmark as that is, that's only like the top 21% of channels that make it, and there's nowhere near enough to make real money. Let's say like 10,000 subs, that's where you can maybe make a comfortable amount of money if you sell a good enough product or something. But that's still only like 4% of channels out of like billions. According to the Awesome Creator Club, if you're in the US, the most lucrative market for YouTubers, about 105,000 YouTubers have play buttons and at least 100,000 subscribers. I will acknowledge that, yes, of course, most of the population that have accounts aren't actively trying, but there's a big ass population who still are. Out of 2.7 billion active users, even if only around 30% are trying, that's around 810 million people trying. That's a lot of competition, bro, but I'm sure you're ahead of the curve with your Fortnite Big Booty Skin showcase. Now, I will say you should never let the numbers discourage you. I honestly think doing YouTube on the side at first is an excellent idea, and I think anyone can build a reasonable following. But what I'm saying is you should not be upping your expectations too high when it comes to YouTube straight out of the bat, even if you find moderate success. You are 35 with 7 children, bro. Get off Call of Duty and get your baby some milk. Now, what I will say is, if you can take a pay cut for less hours at your job or something to do YouTube, I think that's totally reasonable. Or if you've been getting a ton of traction to the point where it's just not worth it to continue to work, obviously, that is the correct play. Also have a bone to pick with some of these gurus too. We have got to stop tricking these people with YouTube automation. Now we have 100 million hours of footage of fruits getting cooked online. Like nobody wants to see this shit, man. I don't want to see this. Why is getting cheated on such a common fantasy, dude? Like why are we putting this out there on the internet? Anyways, YouTube Shorts automation is the drop shipping situation all over again, man. Well, at least it's less harmful because no one is buying anything for this, but I don't know. I think the loss of dignity may be worse. Like, I think I'd rather show my mom what type of pornography I watch than to have her find out I was putting Tung 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 Sahur in a bikini for 3,500 shorts views. Now, once again, I would like to reiterate that you should never be scared to start YouTube, and there's nothing wrong with believing in yourself. Just be reasonable. Maybe even give yourself a little edge. Maybe get a head start by sending a couple feet pics into bigger creators. Tell them there's more where that came from if they collab. I don't know. That's all I have to say for now, though. I rarely hop on this channel anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But if you subscribe, maybe I'll make more content like this, and maybe you can be the one to send me feet pics, eh? Anyways, thank you for watching.